everybody. I got a good one to tell you. If you haven't watched my little short, if you haven't come across it yet, so here's the crazy thing. I tried to, a couple days ago, about 3 days ago, I tried to share my channel on Facebook, right? So I go to a lot of different groups. I follow a lot of different groups, and I've posted on these groups a bunch of different times before. Sawmill videos, just whatever. So I was like, you know what? This month I'm trying to really push this channel. So I went to Facebook and I started sharing it. Well, 3 days ago, they blocked me for 24 hours. Said I was spamming. And I thought, okay, maybe I can kind of work with that a little bit, maybe. Because I shared it on all the groups I follow. I usually don't do that. I usually just stick to the sawmill stuff, right? I was like, okay, maybe. So I gave it a couple days. I done my day one challenge like that. So I gave it a couple days to the day, and I thought, you know what? I'll just share on the homesteading channels and the sawmill channels and groups and stuff like that. Because, I mean, I got a sawmill, we got a homestead we're building, and, you know, I thought maybe some people might be interested to hear my opinions on, you know, well, for the one, you know, the boatload of work that this is, and, you know, all the work that making hay is, and the fact that I got allergies to hay that I didn't even know I had till I started making hay. Now that's a whole nother story. Try to talk a wife into a cab tractor, if you know what I mean. I don't know how well that's going to work, but maybe you guys help me out, you know, sharing all this stuff. But long story short, I go sharing it on the homestead pages, and I get blocked for 6 days now. I made it like 4 groups in. I've shared way more than that. Made it like 4 groups in, restricted 6 days. So right off the bat, guys, I don't even care. You know, hey, get on Facebook. If you got Facebook, get on Facebook and share my videos. Just to tick Facebook off. Share them with your friends, share them with groups, share them with people you don't even know. Just share them. Just to tick Facebook off. Because they blocked me for 6 days now. And they're probably going to block me again as soon as I get off of that. Okay, rant's over. So I had a whole nother video. I ain't gonna lie. This makes the second video. I was about to say third. The second video that I have done today. I had a whole video. I was really tempted to share it. And then something laid on my heart to not. It was sort of a rant. It was a financial rant. It was a rant about the nation and the middle class's finances, or the lack thereof. My opinions on debt and other things. But you know what? I thought, no, not today. Not today. Maybe another time. Timing wasn't right for it. So I'm making a new video. And I got another rant. And it's about Facebook. How are they going to block somebody for that? Whew. Anyway. Feel a little better now. Got that off my chest. I do see a lot of, and I posted a comment on one of my little shorts, because I'm going to shoot the shorts out there. I'm going to see how well that works for this YouTube thing. Trying to build it up, but I did make the comment, and I felt pretty good about it. And obviously, a lot of people, you know, it flew off, because honestly, it hit like in a matter of 4 hours. Not the first 4, the last 4. It went from like 20 views to over 1,000. I think it's got like 1,500 views right now. So whatever happened, I have no idea. But it basically, and I'll go off onto it for just a second. So I basically said, if you don't like your life, if you're If you're trying to constantly escape your life, I'm not even going to say that you don't like your life. Maybe you love your life. Maybe you love your family, all that good stuff. I sure hope you do. But for many Americans, we use alcohol, we use drugs of some sort. Uh, and just so you know, sugar is a drug, according to a lot of scientists. So the reason I throw sugar in there as the drug too, because we use a lot of these things to escape our reality. Um, Not as much on sugar, but sugar is that comfort food, right? So when things aren't quite going right, we escape into, a big sugary donut, which, hey, who don't like a donut? But I digress. So my point is, before I get too caught up in other stuff, my point is we got things that we escape our everyday reality of what's going on, right? A lot of people's like, oh man, I have to take a vacation every year or two or three, and they use the excuse, and I get kind of aggravated hearing it. They use the excuse, well, it's making memories with the kids, or I'm making memories, and some people don't even have kids. They're just like, oh, you only live once. Now you live every day. You're probably only going to die once. So, how about living every day for the Lord until He calls you home? Uh, on that, you only live once theory. You live every day the good Lord gives you. So, why waste it doing crazy stuff? But my point about the vacations, and I know a lot of people's going to say, Jason, I love taking vacations. Vacations are so nice and so relaxing. If you use vacation to truly relax, and I mean whether you go somewhere or whether you're just taking time off work, you're taking your vacation time, and you use it, and you're really relaxing. You sit at home, and you just kick back and you say, man, I've worked all year. I'm going to take a couple days. I'm going to just chill. I'm going to just relax. I'm going to spend a little extra time with family. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to cut up. I'm going to invite some friends over. Uh, we're going to have a good time. And when I'm done with this vacation, I'm going to feel rejuvenated. I'm going to feel good. I'm going to feel like, you know what, let's get back to work. Because I feel like I got energy for days. I've slept a little longer. I laid in bed a little longer. Whatever. Hey, I ain't knocking you for it. Some people got to get away from their home because if they take vacation in their home, they're thinking about all this stuff they could be doing. But so many of y'all want to take vacations the same way you want to use a drug or drink alcohol. And I don't mean drink like, one or two glasses. I'm talking about yeah. You want to do it because you don't want to think about what's going on at home. You don't want to deal with the roof leaking or the grass needing mowed or all the things you need to do. You don't want to think about it. You don't want to think about the bills. You don't want to think about none of that stuff. So you escape to this reality. And the thing about it is, you'll save all year long thousands of dollars to go and live like the top 1% of Americans. You'll go and you'll spend, you'll splurge. That's how tourism is made, man. That's how tourist companies are made. That's how tourism in general is made. That's how they are so much wealthier than a lot of other people when they own some tourist attraction. You go and you waste. And I say you waste because you'll go and you'll say, you know what, I'm on vacation. Let's spend a little extra. You'll go into that house that somebody else owns, and you'll sit back and you'll say, man, this is a beautiful home. This is big, it's nice. It's like 3 times the size of our home. And it's so nice and so upkept. I wonder how they can afford this. They can afford it because you. Because you. That's how they're affording it. You're spending all those thousands of dollars to stay in that home for what, a week? Sometimes a weekend? Just so you can live like that guy. That guy's living like that all the time, yes. He's living like that all the time because of you. He made his choices in life. You need to make your choices. Build a life that you don't need a vacation from, that you take vacation time to relax, to rejuvenate, to heal the body from anything that ails you. Build a life that you can't wait to get back to, that you don't want to take a vacation from, that you don't need a vacation from, because it is your vacation. And I don't mean sitting on the beach every day smoking cigars. I mean you are genuinely happy with what you are doing. Not everybody can do this, I get it. But you can change your mindset to what you can do. Okay? Perfect example. I hate my job. I hate my job, I hate my job, I hate my job. Why do you hate your job? Why? I mean, like, literally. Is the boss do you hate him because of that? Or is it just the work is not fulfilling enough? Right? So if the boss is just a butt, find another company doing the same job. You're already experienced, find another company for the time being, or start your own. You say, okay, Jason, I don't have that ability to start my own. I'm just a line worker working an average job at a plant in Timbuktu. I just go to work every day and I work my 9 hours and I go home. Okay, there's the problem. You go to work every day and you just work your 8, 9 hours and you go home. And that's all you want to do. Well, guess what? You got to want more to get more. Okay? Plain and simple. Apply for that job that might be out of your comfort zone. Get out of your comfort zone, because you, right now, if you're miserable, guess what? Are you really comfortable? You're miserable. Every day you're miserable. You come home to your wife, you complain, you say, well, I got to have a job. You're right, but shoot for better. You can always grow, and if that company doesn't offer growth, go somewhere else. Go somewhere else. That cannot be the only place in town to ever offer a job. You say, well, the place down the road is hiring, but I make less starting out. Okay, you make less. Will you like the job? If you like doing the work, put in a little time, help that business grow so that they can pay you more. That little mom and pop store, if that's the only thing in town, then that little mom and pop store has the ability to grow. Now, I'm not saying start a trinket store in the middle of a city, because, let's face it, you got to use a little common sense. But do what makes you happy, and if nothing makes you happy, then look into your own mind, because it may be something wrong with what you find enjoyable. You got to find work that satisfies you enough to do it. I mean, I don't love what my everyday job is. I don't love it, like I'm not in love with it. Don't get me wrong. But it's probably the most liked job that I've done in my life, up until this point. Don't get me wrong. I had some great memories in the Army, had some great times, great friends. I did my time, I got out. I didn't like how much time it took away from the things I wanted to grow in life, which is family, a farm, land, animals, my own spread, roots in the ground, the place that I could call my own. That was my dream. And I worked really hard, and I done some jobs that I didn't like. But I tried to, every time I changed jobs, I tried to seek growth. And if I couldn't seek growth financially, I sought growth with the things that I could learn. Okay, so even though a job isn't financially a growth cycle, you can always go to that job, learn that job, take those experiences, take that 1, 2, 3 years things you learned, and go to the place that wouldn't hire you before because you didn't have experience. They hired the guy, that came in behind you. Now you can go back to them and say, look, I got 3 years of experience doing this very thing. I've worked my tail off. I've actually got a couple promotions maybe in that job, but I really love your company. I would love to work for you, and I guarantee you won't regret it. Or you can just put that effort toward doing your own thing, working for your own dream. That's what my goal eventually is here. I want to put less time in someone else's dream and more time in my dream. But again, that lifestyle is not for everyone. So, my point is, if you haven't caught on by now, Stop running away from your life. Stop trying to look for an escape. Stop saying, I'm going to take these $10,000, $15,000 vacations just so I can live like the 1% for a weekend and become the 1% by working your tail off and growing your own goals, your own dreams, your own go of things. Change your mindset and become something different. If you're having to escape your life by whatever the means, if you feel the need to escape for a night, for a weekend, for a week, for whatever, if you feel the need to escape your life every week, and I'm not talking about, well, the kids is yelling, I need a break. I'm not talking about that. Okay? For the wives out there that, if any of you do watch my channel, or even the husbands for that matter, there's times you're going to need a break from that moment in time. I'm not talking about that. There's times I get burnout over here at the farm. It's not that I don't want to be here, though. I get burnout with the specific thing that I'm doing over and over and over and over and over and over and over every day. I get burnt out. I need a break from that. I need a vacation from that specific thing. But my life as a whole, I don't need to escape that. I don't need to run away from that and be done for a weekend or a week or whatever. I don't need that. I might need a break from the job that I'm doing at that moment. And you know, mothers definitely need a break from the job they do, probably more often than not. But they ain't trying to escape that reality. Most mothers aren't. They're not trying to escape their children completely. They don't want that long term. Most of y'all that do drugs and take these big expensive vacations, y'all would give y'all's left arm to live that life all the time. I've talked to so many people. They're like, "Oh, I love going to the coast. We always rent this big house right on the beach, and I could live down there if I could get away. If I could do it, I would do it." If is a big little word. Why can't you? If you want it that bad, what's stopping you? You. That's it. They say, "Oh no, I got family, I got responsibilities." Nope, it's just you. You're the only one stopping you. I guarantee you, your family, if you can't set all your kids down, and you set your wife down, and you said, "Hey, look, honey, I'm going to really bust butt. I'm going to start my own business. We're going to make millions of dollars. We're going to buy that house down there. We're going to make millions of dollars. We're going to buy that house. I'm going to prove it to you. Watch this." And you do it. Guarantee you she wouldn't be like, "Oh, I hate that he done all this for us. I hate that he made all this money for us. I hate that he moved us down here and moved us to the only place we're ever happy. I hate that he moved." If that's where y'all are truly happy, what's the stopping you? Stopping you is you. Me? I'm going to show y'all. This is what I wanted. This right here. You see all that land? That's mine. And thank the God above, good Lord has been extremely good to me. But this is mine. This was my dream. This was my wife's dream. This was our dream together. And you know what? We got it. Now, it's a lot of work. We knew going into it, it would be a lot of work. We wanted the work. Because it means more when you work for your goals than if you just get them given to you. When you bust butt, when you sweat, cry, wonder if it was the right decision or not. It's been many times I'm like, I don't know if this was right. But then I pray about it, and the Lord lays it on me and says, I got you. So, when you work that hard for something, and you put everything you got into it, then when it's done, and this will be done one day, I may never see it totally complete the way I want it in my head, but I'll see it to a point. When this is done, I'm going to sit back when I'm 75, 80, 90 years old, hopefully, whenever, if the good Lord lets me live that long, and I'm going to sit on that porch, and I'm going to look over and I'm going to say, pretty happy with the way things turned out. That's what you want. You want, and I've heard some other very wealthy people online, and they make a really good point. And you say, well, they're wealthy. I'm not wealthy, guys, by no means. Not even close. Working my tail off. I'm not like these billionaires just flying off. But they make a good point. Build a life that when you're old and gray and you can't work no more, you can look back on and be proud of. Whatever that life is. You don't want to look back and say, I wish I'd done this different. You can look back and say, man, I wish I'd changed that one little thing, man. If I had to do over again, I'd built that a little different, but I'd still built it. You don't want to look back and say, I wished I had worked harder when I was younger. Maybe I wouldn't be sitting here. Maybe I'd be sitting over there where I really wanted that. That was my dream, boy. That was my dream. My dream was to own a motorcycle and travel the country when I retired, but I never learned how to ride a motorcycle. Now I'm so old I can't learn. I've been retired for 20 years, but can't learn because he's so old and crippled up. I don't want to be like it. So, build a life you can be happy with. Build a life that your wife can be happy with if you're married. If you're not, if you're single, go out there and build a life that you want to give and provide for your future wife. It's that simple. I had this plan in my head before I ever met my wife. One thing I didn't know that I would enjoy doing when I had all this in mind was that monster. See that right there? Yep, that right there. Now that is an addiction. That has become my addiction. It's not to escape my reality, it's to build my reality bigger. No, I really didn't know I'd like that. I didn't even know nothing about sawmills until I met my wife. My father-in-law's got one. Didn't know nothing about it. But I love it. Anyway, a little bit of a long-winded there. I hope what I said helped. I really do, guys. I hope that maybe my words, and I'm sorry for the camera shaking, but I hope that something sunk in and maybe was like, ding, you know what? This dun-bearded guy's got a point. He's got a point. He's not that old, but he's got a point. I'm going to change a few things. I'm going to start working harder. I'm going to seek out opportunities and take those opportunities, guys. When the boss comes to you and says, hey, man, you want to work overtime this weekend? You can say, there, go on. Well, not really, but I will, boss. I'll do it for you. I'll do it. If he's a decent boss, don't tell him, man, I got plans this weekend, and your plans is sitting on the couch. Now, if you've got legit something you have to do that weekend, by all means. But if your plans is, well, I was going to take the old lady out to dinner and eat a bite, and we was probably going to go back to the house and watch a movie. That's not plan. You ain't never going to get ahead doing that stuff. Boss asks, can I get you work overtime? Because what that does is not only builds your pocket, builds your paycheck, but it also on the next job, if you grow in that company or another company, you can look at them and say, look, I'm willing to work overtime. I worked a lot of overtime for my other job. Anytime the boss asked, I worked it. Now, you ain't got to go begging for the overtime. Because to some degrees, that kind of gets the boss's idea of like, he's begging for overtime. He must really need this. I can really put the screws to him. Because he must have a bill that is needed. But when the boss comes to you and asks, and you say, yeah, I can do it, no problem. Then it shows that you're willing to work for him more. It shows that you're willing to put in that time. Even though that wasn't the plan or whatever, you didn't beg for it. It wasn't something you set yourself up there where you just need money. It shows that you want the company to grow. That you're willing to help the company or the business or even him personally out. So, like I say, keep that in mind. Keep going where you can go. Just keep working. If you don't have a dream, build a dream. Think of what you want, build it, make it happen. All right? You don't have to live a luxurious life to live your dream. I don't plan on having Bugattis and Ferraris and all that stuff. Don't need that stuff. I don't really want that stuff. Wouldn't mind having me another 1-ton truck, and one day I'll get me one. But it probably won't be a new one because I just don't like them. Other than that, maybe a new tractor here or there. Again, probably not a new one, probably a good used one because I just don't like them. But I'll have all that stuff because I'm willing to work and I'm willing to do whatever is necessary to make the money to get what I want. Just keep working, guys. Keep building, keep shooting higher and higher. Don't settle just because every friend in your town has settled for that factory job. And every good old boy is like, man, we'll never be rich. It's just the way we come up. We'll never make it that far. We'll never own this. We're just going to live on rentals and this, that, and other. Get away from those people. Negativity breeds negativity. Stay away from those people. Cut them. Cut ties. I don't care if it's family. Cut it. Cut the ties, man. Legitly. Honestly. I got good friends that I do not hang out with. I do not really talk too much. Not because they're not good people. They're extremely good people. They've settled. They've settled for a lot less than what I want. Surround yourself with the people that you want to be like. Surround yourself with the people that's got the things you want. Don't be envious of them. Be humble. Learn what they've learned. Do what they've done. Don't be so arrogant that you're like, well, they done it this way and I'm going to do it some way different. Hey, if every one of them has done it that way, maybe there's something to it. Maybe there's a reason you haven't become as accomplished as they are. So just work hard and don't give up. Build a dream, build a life you can be proud of. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Like, subscribe, share this video on Facebook because Facebook don't like me. They're getting where apparently they don't like me. So y'all share it. We can tick them off together and yeah, make them mad together. Why not? I mean, heck, just with the subscribers I got right now, 300, I think there's 36 of y'all guys. Y'all all share a lot of my videos on Facebook and y'all all get locked up for whatever. That's still a lot of videos out there. And somebody else is bound to watch it and it's going to spread it. So yeah, let's spread it like crazy. See you guys. See you tomorrow. Let me get this thing turned off.